friends, this is your host and host Madhukar here from planetmovies.in. Today we are going to review Aamir Khan's Dangal. So Dangal is the story of basically biography of Mr. Mahavir Singh Fogart, who was a wrestler, and his two daughters, Babita Kumari and Geeta Kumari. Geeta Kumari is the elder one and Babita Kumari being the younger one, both who have won gold medals in the Commonwealth Games as well as have participated in the Olympics. I think Geeta Kumari is the one who participated in the Olympics. So the movie is about them. And Aamir Khan as such has done a tremendous performance, has performed to the core, and he just merges into the character of Mahavir Singh Fogart. And as you all know, he has put on weight to play the older version of Mahavir, and also he lost weight considerably to show his earlier wrestler days. And coming to the two girls who have performed, Geeta Kumari and Babita Kumari, both the girls, in fact, the younger ones as well as the elder ones. So I would like to just recall the names here. The elder girl, Geeta Fogart's name is Fatima Sana Sheikh, and the younger Geeta's name is Zaira Wasim, and Babita Kumari is played by Sania Malhotra. And the young Babita is Suhani Bhatnagar. Guys, it's very important that I quote their names because they have done a tremendous job, guys. Both the younger version of Geeta and Babita as well as the older ones have done a tremendous job for a first movie of this kind of a stature, where they have to act with one of our generation's biggest actor, Aamir Khan. So if they have to act in front of him and match with them, so that is quite an achievement. The film as such starts with a setting of in a village in Haryana. It's called Bilali, I think. In this particular village, it's the women are treated quite badly, and mind you, the women as such are meant for only housekeeping stuff as such in this village, similar to many other villages in our country, but in this particular case, Mahavir Singh Fogart also, in the beginning, in his beginning days, he wishes for a male child so that his dream of winning a gold medal for India could come true. So he initially thinks that it is possible only with a male child, but then he ends up having 4 girl childs, and as a result he has to forgo of his dream. But one fine day, when the two girls, Geeta and Babita, beat up 2 boys black and blue, that is when the idea sparks in the mind of Mahavir Singh, played by Aamir Khan, which is brilliantly portrayed by him, where it flashes to him that why not girls also can win medals or gold for India through the wrestling sport. So that is where the story picks up, and the torturous or the harsh, rigorous training begins, and he often ignores the resistance offered by his wife as well as the 2 kids itself, until the girls realize one day that it is for their own good that his father is actually forcing them to become something in life, and that transforms both of them, especially Geeta, who now puts all her efforts into becoming one of the best wrestlers of all time, and that paves the way for both Geeta and Babita to become to go on to win the national wrestling championship, and eventually participating in the international games. And then comes a twist in the story where Geeta becomes a little overconfident, and kind of she in her being in her teens or in her younger age, where she is a little distracted due to their hobbies, enjoying life in terms of watching movies, or it could be having food and things like that, when she goes on to practice further in Patiala. And that is where concentration of Geeta lapses, and she starts losing the matches. Then what happens next forms much of the crux of the story, because Mahavir Singh Fogart is a bit disappointed because he will no longer be able to train his daughters, both being have gone at the international level, and then it is the Indian coach who has to teach them. But unfortunately, that coach turns out to be a sort of a typical guy who cares only about just winning any odd medal and not really focusing on the strengths of the girls who are actually participating in the wrestling. And that is how the story takes its turns, and whether Geeta will be able to overcome all these hurdles to go on to win gold medal forms the crux of the story. Let me tell you, the climax as such is not that convincing, could have been avoided, and also the film, the second half of the film mostly reminds you of Sultan a little bit, but by all means the film Dangal is much more and much above and beyond what Sultan was, and this is mostly about the liberation of the women in terms of proving themselves in, and to show to the world that they are no less than men in a male-dominated society like the villages in India. I'm not talking about the cities, metro cities. I think the change has already taken place years ago, but I'm talking about the villages where still women are being treated as household objects. So the film basically is a lesson to be learned, and even for some of the male chauvinistic guys who think them above and beyond the girls as such. And I feel this movie should be made tax-free by the Indian government, so that more people are encouraged to watch this movie and to bring awareness in the villages especially. It is such a kind of a movie which should reach a maximum number of audience, which I'm sure it will. So we are hearing news that it has already broken many records, and it certainly deserves all the glory and success which is a marvel created by Aamir Khan. And Aamir Khan as such has blended himself as Mahavir Singh Phogat very effectively in this film, thereby excelling on all angles and towards becoming one of the greatest actors of our generation. And his perfection, as you can see, dedication is of such a manner that he puts his life at risk when it comes to making a message-oriented movie such as Dangal. So my rating would be 4.5 stars out of 5 for this deserving movies, and I think there are many awards waiting for this particular film to be received. And talking about the songs as such, there are a couple of songs which are inspiring, and there are 3 songs in all, and Hani Karak Bapu I think is pretty much already a hit, as well as the Dhakad particular song. And surely when the song plays in the theaters, when Geeta Phogat wins in every match, I think that is sure to give you goosebumps. So don't miss this movie for this year end, guys, and keep in touch, and I'll see you in my next review. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.